10 out of 10 would smash.
He's just acting nonchalant like he can't hear us, but I see his headphones on.
He can hear you, yeah. And we're streaming. So, coordinate. Discuss amongst yourselves.
We make it to the mansion.
Did we make it to the mansion?
Was that a question? Yeah, or can you just say it? Feel free to drive.
So,
Typhon goes in and he's got this big, got this crate in the room that he usually uses that he was keeping a bunch of extra stuff that he didn't need to carry around. And inside that chest, he starts digging around and he pulls out a sword and shield that both have the on them.
Okay.
So he
wears them on his back and eats a couple things, and then he says, "Everybody ready to go?"
Just to rewind, we all met in the Shrine of Seasons, right? Randomly, and Drung and the handsome guy
met up at the manor house.
And we went back to the manor house. Did Drung ever advise what we were going to the manor house for? Why I left my potential bride?
I'm not sure why you went back. I mean, I imagine it was to give Aaron some privacy so you could do business in the woods.
No, he's asking me why we...
I mean, I know you showed me the nail thing and said, do I know what that is, but... And the scales.
Yeah.
And I said, yeah, I saw some of that in the sewers beneath the manor.
Right.
I kind of assumed that was the lead that we were going on then.
Believe so.
No. Typhon has other stuff he's got to do. So you guys can do whatever you want, but Typhon had to head back to the manor to head up to Hilton. Or Haverhill's Keep.
Wait, there it is. That's what it was. We were going towards the keep. We were going back to the house.
We were going to get in on the nobles party.
Yeah, and then we were going to go to the keep. Now I remember.
Okay. And this is like midday?
Yeah, right about midday. Because I remember I was standing in line pretty much all morning to get something.
I was about to say midday, early afternoon.
If you remember correctly, Chef, you wouldn't have been hanging around the Shrine of the Seasons much long after that anyways, because your female counterpart, the one that you were kind of following Farron talking to, there's no other female that I can think of that you were dealing with at the shrine, so...
my elf staymate, Jalara, but we'll just say that didn't happen.
I mean, no, you guys split up, and she went and she bought her bear pelt. She didn't go to the Shrine of the Seasons.
Yeah, we made an agreement to meet at the Shrine of Seasons.
I don't remember that happening.
That's good, though. I don't need to be locked down anyway.
Actually, if I remember correctly, you said you'd meet out at the Shrine of the Seasons tonight, later in the festival, like when the marriage is happening, not during the afternoon.
You are correct.
And then, Zach, I can't remember where you left off the other day.
He was going to the manor house, and he saw you guys approaching it, Drung and Typhon. Okay. And he kind of coordinated with you, because he also saw Sir Gregory, who was talking to nobles all willy-nilly at the Shrine of the Seasons to basically distract him away from being unavailable during the week. And so you had a lot of discourse with some nobles, got to know a little bit about some of the folks who are here in town there, Sir Gregory. You didn't remember any of it, probably because of that intelligence score. And yeah, you met up with them or you went with Typhon and Drung and back to the manor house.
So, Typhon, have you divulged any of this information as far as why we're going? You just said, well, hey, we're going to get into the nobles party?
I don't care what your reasons or business are. Typhon's a man on a mission right now. Like he's on like very official nightly business.
So are you splitting from the group, or?
I mean, as soon as we get to the keep, I got something I need to take care of. So, Haverhill's Manor. You guys are pretty much on your own until Typhon finishes what he's doing.
I'm very confused.
The priestess at the Shrine of the Seasons kind of gave Typhon a...
Yeah, no, I get that. I get what mission you're on, but I'm confused what this session is about then.
The shackling. Duh.
Yeah, we're week was just set up and seeing who's doing what. So now we're to the point where we're actually proceeding with all the plans and stuff we've made. And I guess John's overall intention to the manor. Business, so he'd be going there whether or not we were even having a game. So it's just let me see. Else who's typing things?
So, John, are you just trying to wrap up the rest of the shackling for those that haven't wrapped it up, or were you intending on us running something as a group?
John Dupre has zero intentions. We were. That's why I was saying we were all heading to the keep for one reason or another. We were going to go party crash.
Yeah, that's pretty much what Drum's doing. Is party crashing.
We needed an invitation to get in, though.
Nah, we should be able to get in. I'm not terribly worried about that. I mean, Typhon knows he has an in. He's like on official business.
I should be able to get in since I'm a knight.
And Aramil should be able to get in because he's an elf.
So is Boo.
Drung is going to be having to like sneak into the house somehow. Wait, Boo's an elf?
I might be able to use my charming good looks to convince him to let him in with us.
You're welcome to try. And if that is what you try to do, Typhon's going to help you.
Yeah, Boo is an elf.
If that's the route you want to go, then yeah, Typhon will back you up.
Cool.
So we're heading to the manor.
Okay.
To the keep.
Or yeah. Keep.
Hilton keep.
So you make your way north up the road, around the south side of the Giant's Piss, across the bridge just west of Mudpounder Smithy, crossing over, passing by the guards barracks. They don't seem to be. There doesn't seem to be anybody present in the guards barracks at the base of the hill. You make your way winding up to the keep proper. When you make it to the gates, you run into a total of 13 guards, 7 of which are elves, the rest of which are humans. They appear to be the higher order of guards that you've seen throughout town. Basically, they're wearing the same kind of iconography that Fark Ashbeard, the captain of the guard, wears. But their capes seem to be the blue field with the white chevrons and white diamond, marking them as guards or soldiers of Lord Haverhill. And the elvish warriors are wearing very, very shiny, almost chrome-like armor over blue garments. And they too have blue cloaks, but their blue cloaks have the same icon as the flag that flies above Hilton Keep at current, the one with the elvish maiden with icy skin and blue hair.
I feel like you told us this before, but what house does that banner belong to?
Make a history check since you don't personally remember.
Whoops. There's history.
You don't recall. You know it's one of the 4 high elvish houses.
Okay.
You approach. The guards stop you. 2 guards step forward, 2 Hilton's guards. They look to you, Typhon, I presume, up in front. They say, "A knight of the Order of the Bloody Rose graces us with his presence. Your presence and entry here has already been made aware to us. You are allowed to enter, and you, of course, are allowed 1 additional individual to take in with you."
Oh, well, and he turns and looks at the crowd and he says, "Don't regret this." And then he says to Drung, he says, "He'll be coming with me."
The elves kind of give you a look like a grimace on their face. The soldiers kind of, acknowledge, bow, and allow you entrance. As you enter in, just as you pass the guards, a young, wiry kind of man kind of runs up to you and he says, Your name and your title and how you'll be announced, my lord?"
To me, Typhon?
Yeah.
Well, how many names or titles are we allowed?
He doesn't respond. He does look at you like he's intending to write, but he does have a nervous look on his face.
I'm Typhon the Grey.
Typhon Damocos.
Sometimes called Typhon
Yes.
Dragonhorn.
And you see him just start writing. And it looks like he's already got everything he needs. You kind of start looking over his shoulder.
The Ordo Rosa.
Yeah, you start looking over his shoulder and looking at what he's writing, and you're like, yep. And who is your companion?
I think he can speak for himself.
Drung.
Drung of House Drung?
Drung of Strong Hand.
Strong Hand.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And he writes a couple of other notes. Typhon, you can clearly see that he's written a very kind of insulting heraldic note stating that guest companion of Typhon Damocos. Basically, he has no titles or anything other than what he's been given. He's not known, nor is he cared for, and the only reason he should be even at all acknowledged in this place is because of what was just written. As they're entering in, the guards kind of look to the others. One of them nods to Boo and says, "Of what enclave do you come from?" And then this is one of the elves that has stepped forward. And he's saying this in Elvish.
What do you mean by enclave? Out of character.
So elves don't live in like villages or whatever. They live in things called enclaves, which are basically like tribes, sections of the world that have been cordoned off for elves.
So as a wild elf, where would I have come from?
Highwood, Lowwood, Deborah Forest. Deborah Forest probably most likely.
All right, Deborah Forest then.
Okay. They nod. And one of the guards kind of steps to your side and then gestures forward to entrance. And as you walk in, the guard follows in with you. You two bypass the herald even after he finishes with Typhon. And you guys are kind of pretty much walking on par now. And then one of the guards kind of looks to, the elvish guards kind of looks to Aramil, kind of walks over to him, as when the human guard who initially spoke to Typhon goes to Gregory and says, "A Stachian knight."
Yes, my name is Sir Gregory the Handsome.
He stops you as you're about to say your name and title. Says, "That's not for me to know, but I will go ahead and allow you entrance. I can see that you hold the badge of your station." And he kind of allows you in.
And I give a deep bow and say, "Thank you, kind sir," and proceed to walk in.
The young wiry boy kind of walks up to you and says, "And your name, Stachian Knight?"
I am Sir Gregory the Handsome, blunted tip of the spear.
Blunted tip of the spear. As he writes it down, you kind of see his eyes kind of like perk up. He kind of looks at you, and then he kind of looks back out of the page. He goes, "Oh, it's okay." So, finishes writing. He goes, "You will be announced along with those that you came up the hill with."
Why, thank you.
All right. Typhon, go ahead and roll me a history check. Another hopeful failure. Actually, decent enough. You would know that you are going to enter into the house. You are going to move to the main hall, which will probably be to the right side of the home. So you'll take the first right passageway that you can find. And when you get to the entrance of the main hall and can see the main hall, you're to stop and wait until you're announced. That is tradition. So you and yours.
I will pass this information on to Drung, but then I will also fall back and talk to Aramil real quick, and I will say, once we're inside, would you do me a favor and please keep an eye on Drung? I have personal business I must attend to, and I cannot have him following me around.
Sure.
As you're walking down the hall, you get to that point, and you stop and wait, or does anybody go in without waiting?
Nope. Stop and wait. And if anybody was going to try and move forward, Typhon would stop them.
Good, because I was about to.
Fair.
Oh, that was good.
As it is
after-
tradition to wait until we are announced.
My apologies.
After
Thank you
a
for
fashion,
informing me.
the wiry boy runs over to an older man, hands him a note, looks like a piece of paper he was writing on while he was outside with you. The old man kind of takes it, puts on a single monocle, or a monocle, doesn't need to be a single one, starts kind of looking over the paper, clears his
He
throat.
could have 2 monocles.
He could. He goes, and a lot of people kind of turn in his direction, and he says, "From outside of the baronetcy comes one of the 77 companions of the Order of the Bloody Rose, a knight companion of the Council of Lords, Typhon Damakos the Grey." And some people start clapping.
Yeah,
And
he
you
walks out, waves, kind of bows to this gesture, as proper and charming as can be.
And his companion, Drung, a strong hand.
I just kind of look around, see nobody paying attention.
Nobody claps.
Scratches his nuts.
Pretty much.
All right. The elf guard beside you, Boo, kind of taps you on the shoulder, kind of gestures. You kind of wander past. You're not held to the same traditional standards. You don't need to be announced. He kind of looks to you as you're walking away. He says, "Do you wish to be?"
No, thank you.
I figured not. And you two wander into the party as well. Aramil, an elf guard would have attended you at the gate and done likewise with Boo, and he gives you the same offer. Do you wish to be announced, or do you wish to? And he goes ahead and he gives you the offer. Unlike the one that was with Boo, he says to you, "Do you wish me to remain in your company, or do you feel safe among these people?"
I feel safe enough.
Okay.
Thank you.
The guard turns, gives you a salute, and then walks back out the way he came in. And the older man, "Sir Gregory the Handsome of the Starshian Knights, he is the blunt end of the spear against the darkness in these woeful times, and has come to meet with Lord Haverhill to offer his service."
And I give a grand wave and bow in front of anyone and proceed towards my compatriots.
Okay. Typhon, you're very, conscious of the situation. And as you kind of turn back and watch Gregory kind of entered in, you also see a woman kind of approaching through the same hall that you were in. And she just kind of moves quickly past Sir Gregory and walks over to you. "Typhon Damakos," she says.
Wait. Do I recognize this one?
"Have you met Rhea Jakale?"
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay, then yes. She says, "You're needed in the courtyard." And she looks to Drung, and then she looks to you. "He'll be taken care of." And she kind of just starts walking past you, expecting you to follow.
Typhon looks at. He looks at.
If you're looking to Drung, you would see a dwarf kind of walking up behind Drung, and he kind of gives him a slap in the back. "You're a friend of Typhon's, huh?"
Yeah.
Did you ever meet that Stennin fellow?
Maybe.
The dwarf kind of gives you a nod. Interesting fellow. Interesting enough, I suppose. Well, come drink with me.
Drunk like ale.
Perhaps you could help service us in the forest camp. And he smiles. Typhon, if you've ever met Varn Ashbeard, you would recognize it as Ian's character.
Ah,
Your half orc is taken care of. You head outside.
you said Bishop Willingham was the one that was just announced, right?
No,
Oh shit, my bad. What was then? Who was it? I'm sorry that you said I
Sir
was talking.
Gregory was announced, and then Rhea Jekyll
Oh,
walked
right.
right past him like he didn't matter as he was making his waves and gestures. Walked right up to you and said, "You're Typhon Damikos," and you said, "Yes." And she said, "Follow me," and she walked outside. You're needed in the courtyard.
Okay, well then, this was not the situation I thought it was, and so yeah, he just curtly turns on his heel and walks and follows her out.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and open up to the table. We'll go ahead and start with the most recently entered. Gregory is now in the mix. You're not terribly unused to being just, standing around. You don't know why people often come and talk to you. You have no idea why it's the case. Usually women just walk over and just start just talking at you, and you're pleasant enough. But nothing of that sort has happened thus far. You do see a grouping of older women who are kind of looking you over right now. But besides that, the only piece of interest is you see that there is a woman who is in the finery of a lord or baron, or lady rather, or baronet. And you would also see that she is with a very regal-looking elf, and a very regal-looking elf wife.
And I'm still with the others are sort of around me while people.
They're kind of close. Drung's kind of walking off with this dwarf. Aramil's kind of just keeping to himself. Boo currently still has an elf guard with him that has yet to be released from Boo's service, but they're kind of just on the outskirts of the mingling.
Okay. I guess with the ladies that are talking to me, when it seems appropriate, I politely interject. Excuse me, ladies. I hate to be a bother, but who are those two fabulous-looking individuals?
And you're talking about the elves?
Yes.
That is Lord and Lady Madramic, come from the High Wood.
Oh, wonderful. Do you think I should introduce myself, or is that poor form?
As a Starshian knight, of course you should, young man. Of course, but then come back and talk to us.
Oh, you know I will. You are such pleasant company.
Thank you. And they kind of lead you to
Gregory
it.
the Fabulous.
As you kind of walk over there, we'll get to that in a second. Zach, you still have the guard with you, but you did see how Aramil was able to kind of dismiss his. Basically, it's not so much to protect people against you; it's to protect you against people. Elves are kind of seen as high class, so most of the time in pleasant company, they'll protect their own.
Yeah, I got you.
You keeping yours?
For the moment.
Okay. And Bishop's not in the chamber there, typing, so notating that. But anywho,
Yeah,
okay.
I have a feeling that's where I'm gonna end up.
Anything in particular you want to do, Zach, with Boo?
I would like to find a place kind of away from some people with the elf guard and see if I can talk to him semi-private, you know what I mean?
It looks like the quietest place that you can muster is over by where Drung was just taken by Varn. There's a table off in a corner, kind of like an alcove, really. But if you go over there and kind of stand close to them, the only people that would be in earshot are Varn and Drung. But besides that, you'd have to leave the hall. Is that an acceptable place for you?
Yeah, that's fine. Sorry, my mic cut out.
No problem. So you head on over there, and Drung, you're sitting with Varn. He pulls out a stein, sets it out in front of you, pours you a drink, and then he pulls out a small metal flask and pours something else. It looks like a red-colored liquid into the drink, and kind of smirks. Puts his metal finger into his cup after pouring himself a likewise drink and stirs it. And he says, "So how long have you been in town? You're a burly feller. You kind of remind me of Dugat."
Dugat?
Another half orc.
Oh, couple moons.
Months? Huh.
Moons, days. Yeah, days.
Days aren't moons, boy. Suns. But yeah, well, great. A couple of days then. That's why I haven't seen you. Are you interested in doing any work?
What work?
Adventuring type work?
Drum likes to adventure.
We're trying to clear out the forest of these green iron goblins that have been a problem. They attacked the Lord's kids.
Drum can smash goblins.
He pulls out a thong with a green iron nail out of his pocket and sits it on the table. Ever seen anything like this?
I reach in and I grab the flesh.
Yours and set it out.
Yeah.
And you two start relaying experiences of the green irons that you've dealt with. So he would tell you about the how the Lord's children were attacked on the road when Rhea and her company went to go and find them. And you would tell him about how you kind of dealt with some of them outside of a mausoleum. Perfect. And while that conversation's going on, Aramil, you can see that Drung has been well taken care of. You know Varn. You've seen him in the past. It's the dwarf with big iron gauntlets. And they seem to be doing well. Boo is currently talking to his elf guard over there. You don't know about what yet. Neither do I, because we haven't had that conversation. What would you like to do in this mingler?
I would like to slyly follow Typhon outside.
Perfect. Do me a favor and make me I need two things from you. Stealth check and a charisma check.
Fuck yeah. Aramil, you're my fucking boy. You're my fucking boy, man.
So you are able to basically kind of dissuade people from kind of having conversations with you. But as you kind of get close to the door, you do manage to kind of get stuck and have a very short conversation. In an attempt not to be rude, you don't really stop them from talking to you for a bit. But then you go, I apologize. I'm just going to go grab a drink. And you say it with a kind of sternness, and they kind of get the message and turn away. And you head out without being seen, to your knowledge, out the door. We'll get to what Typhon is doing out in the courtyard here in a second. I've got Gregory walking up to the thing. I've got Boo talking to the guards. So we're going to go ahead and recycle. Gregory, you make it up to the two fine ladies, one elvish, one human, and the elvish lord. They look upon you. The lord kind of steps before the women, and he gives you a curt nod, almost a bow, and he says in elvish, do you speak it?
Yes.
He says, Astacian Knight, we are greatly honored by your presence.
I give a deep bow in return and reply in Elvish, why, thank you, Sir Lord. I am deeply humbled by your platitudes.
And you have been in town for how long? And do you have a purpose, or are you simply here for the festivities?
I have been in town but 3 or so suns. I come here to. I am on a quest to fight the evil in this world and help protect those that cannot defend themselves.
A very noble charge. And I myself did this during my youth. I came out of the Highwood and helped protect the town of Corsa to the north. So we are kindred spirits, I think. And as he's saying this to you, you would notice that there's this wiry young man, the herald's assistant, who walks up to the human woman and whispers something to her. When she does receive the message, her face goes white almost. She just has a kind of look on her face. Make an insight check. You're not sure if there's anything wrong. you may just assume that she heard a message, and maybe it didn't have something to do with that because she kind of rushes off. Perhaps she had to use the restroom. She wanders off from the group along with the wiry Harold's assistant. The Lord Elf continues speaking to you, and much like yourself, is very long-winded in storytelling. But he tells you about how he fought alongside the Lord of the town of Corston to the north west, and was hoping that he could find a young boy named Lucas, who said to have traveled out this way.
As he speaks, recounting the tales, I give all the appropriate,
gasps and
exactly, really playing into it, and ask about what happened to this boy Lucas.
He is said to have been traveling and journeying around this area. He was hoping to make a name for himself, as young lordlings will do, are apt to do. I know not. Varn Ashbeard, and he kind of gestures towards the far corner where there's a dwarfen drung sitting. He is a dwarven lord who has started a small band of sellswords who have aided Lord Hilton in protecting the town. Says he knows Lucas, but he hasn't seen him in some days.
Oh my. Well, I shall have to talk to him later, and maybe I might be able to help find this poor boy.
And also, there's a sick noble girl named Jenna who resides within the keep here, and she says she also knows Lucas. If you happen to find any information about where he might be, make sure he knows that he is more than welcome back here at the keep. Oh, and Jenna misses him dearly.
I will. I shall, as soon as possible, I shall try to set out to find this Lucas and hopefully return him to Jenna.
Thank you. And you guys continue talking basically just about your past adventures, and he talks about himself. You guys have a very cordial conversation. Make just a charisma check for me.
Hey!
So, in the end of this conversation, he likes you so well that he says, not only are you welcome to stay with him in his apartments here in the keep for as long as he stays, but if you ever find yourself in the Highwood, he is more than happy to receive you as a guest, and he will give you every luxury that would be afforded his own kin.
My lord, my deepest gratitude. Thank you. You are too kind and gracious.
Let's move to Zach. You're talking to this guard and over in the corner. What do you want to try to find out?
Okay, I want to talk to him about House Ramont, but I don't know if that's appropriate or not. And I'm assuming my character would.
Okay. Make me you can make either a history check or a charisma straight check. Okay. So you would know that just in having a quick idle conversation with him about the goings-on, that this specific guard doesn't really know much about the goings-on of the human nobility, because they stay in the high forest, the Highwood. So you may be able to ask him questions, and he may be able to kind of generally answer, like what he's found out in the last couple of days, because they came in last night. But he probably doesn't know much of anything.
Okay. I want to just ask him then if there's anyone of note here at the party.
Of note, of course, Archer Ankenbrandt has graced us with his presence, and he kind of gestures to a man who's kind of standing kind of towards the center of the ladies that Gregory kind of hit the border on. You're kind of far off to the side, so you can see a bit more than the outskirts being up close to it like he was. But you see this, very just heroic-looking man having conversations with people. And even from this distance, every so often, you can hear a word that he said because he has such a voice. He has such a presence in the chamber. And he says, Archer Ankenbrandt is Lord Haverhill's brother, his older brother. After the fall of Jether and the death of their father, Archer Ankenbrandt means to go to the town or the city of Stormloft to address the Council of Lords, and hopes to requisition a legion of the council's armies and return to Jether, destroy the foul blue giant that has taken that city. But other than that, most of these people are boring nobility. Hardly any great stories to be told here. Any other questions, Zach?
No, that's it.
Okay.
I'll dismiss him.
You dismiss the guard. Okay, Drung, you're kind of sitting there having conversation with Varn, and basically what he keeps telling you about is there's this place that he's kind of wanting to go back to, but he's not sure he's ready yet, and he's trying to build up the forces or the strength to do it. There's this old tomb or catacomb with these very strange artifices, elvish golems that he wants to go and investigate. I think you've been there, have you not?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
As Lucas, yeah.
So you have a conversation about that. So I don't need to fill you in again. You already know what I'm talking about. Perfect. Move to Typhon. You step out into the courtyard. And shortly after that, Aramil, you'll be stepping out in the courtyard as well. The only people other than you that are in this back courtyard are a young man, blonde hair, and a blue cloak. And it seems he's wearing leathers. And he has a sword at his belt. A older gentleman who looks like he is holding the sword staff of the Varian Guard, and a green cloak on his back, and the woman leading you out, of course, Rhea Jakeo. Rhea walks out to Ian, and when she gets within 10 feet of him, drops to her knee. What do you do?
I stand behind her and I bow.
Okay. She rises, once kind of beckoned to do so by the young boy, and she says, "Young lordling, this is Typhon Demikos of the Order of the Bloody Rose." And then Ian, in response to hearing that, he drops to his knee to you.
Nice.
He looks up and waits for acknowledgement.
As soon as he looks up, I meet his eye and I nod to him respectfully and gesture for him to rise with my hand.
He rises up and he says to you, "Lord Demikos, I have heard much of the companions, and I've even heard some tales of your own power in the field. I have discussed with Lady Jenna of at least one adventure. I think she mentioned something of you. She had a number of companions, and I remember hearing of a horned fellow who traveled into the mines with her." She kind of looks at you, like hoping for some sort of acknowledgement to that story.
I think you're confusing him with Aramil. Or not Aramil, but
You died as Kurt in the mine. You went back into the mine as Typhon.
No, I did not.
He never
On
went.
the outside of the mine.
You
We
sure?
did the Umberhold
Because-
with Jenna, though.
That's right. Jenna was with the Umberhold. Then he says the Umberhold, with strange spiders from the sky and a large chitinous beast that almost destroyed Lucas, the good lord, out in the field. But you were there to help.
That was a dangerous fight. I've never encountered such a beast before. We barely escaped with our lives.
I tell you, honestly, and he looks to Rhea, and then he looks back to you, I have stood against goblins despite my young age, and I am very keen-eyed and quick-willed. I wish to join your companions, but I do not wish for you to grant this boon upon me because of some favor that you are owed someone else, or that you owe someone else. I wish for you to grant me this favor because you think I am worthy.
Aye. If you were not, there is no other way I would grant it to you. This is an honor that is not given lightly and carries a great responsibility with it.
Then I am gracious for this. And you hear the man in the green cloak whisper something to Ian in Elvish. And Ian looks to him and he says, "In common, There's no reason to hide your intent from him. Ian walks over to you and looks at you in your eyes and he says, if you do not take me as a knight of the Order of the Bloody Rose, then I will marry a woman I do not love and I do not wish to be with this night. So, whatever I need to do to prove myself to you, I will do it. And then he's standing there like directly in front of you, looking straight up into your eyes. He drops to his knee, just in front of you, bowing to you.
Typhon looks at him and he says, please, Ian. It's like, rise to your feet. There's no need to bow. I'm but a knight. I'm not a noble. I'm not a lord.
He rises to his feet.
He says, I'm willing to give you this honor, but you must have the potential to be a knight who stands in defense of this kingdom. He looks at Rhea and he looks at the guy who's with Ian. Spar with you briefly, just to see how capable you are of wielding a sword in defense of this kingdom.
He steps back away from you. He bows with his head, and then he reaches for his sword and draws it. When he does so, he kind of holds out his... he's holding the sword in his left hand, and he holds his right arm off to the side. The man in the green cloak walks over to him, pulling a shield out from underneath his cloak, and fastens it to Ian's arm.
Typhon basically drops all his extra gear, like the extra sword and shield and stuff that he's carrying. And then turns around and he draws Lumiere in one hand and his shield in the other. Or, it kind of moves him to one side and then bows to Ian.
Hold on a second.
Then he readies himself and he says, oh, okay.
Lumiere, your sword, and what else?
His shield. And then he kind of assumes a ready stance and he says, now let's begin.
The first thing that you would notice about Ian is his stance, or like his handedness, is kind of throwing you off. He's left-handed, shield in his right hand. So basically, if you're right-handed, which I presume you're right-handed, you're both holding.
I'm personally left-handed.
But is Typhon?
I kind of always am. Wait a second. Nope. I'm thinking about how I'm drawing them, and that's no.
Right-handed. Yeah, that's why Yeah. So you're both holding your swords off to the same side, and your shields are kind of covering the same end, which is kind of confusing to start. The other thing I want you to do is go ahead and roll me a perception check. Okay.
Advantage.
You don't get the thing that I want, but you get the thing that is kind of important. You would notice that the sword he is wielding and the shield he has been fastened to are standard. Don't you do it. Standard guard issue. Hold on. Be right back.
I think he's talking to his cat. Or, maybe his wife.
Okay, do it.
She must be seducing him.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Standard guard issue. He probably could have requisitioned a sword of some strength from his lord or from his family. I mean, he could have definitely gotten a shield made out of steel instead of just this wooden guard shield. But he seems to be just fighting with the fare of a guard.
So wait, it's like a round wooden shield.
Yeah, with iron fittings on the outside.
Okay, I gotcha. But not a wooden sword.
No, sword's real.
At what point does Airman walk out?
He'd be out now-ish.
As they're standing off against each other?
Yeah.
And that's the first thing I see when I walk out?
Yep.
I draw my bow and notch an arrow and aim it at him.
Okay. The second you kind of draw an hostility, you see a woman turn and look at you. And it's Rhea, who you've met before. And she narrows her eyes at you.
Who's Rhea again, though?
Rhea is the steward of the Lord.
I don't think I've ever met her.
You were at the
Can't
camp.
see. Don't worry.
You were at the camp when yeah. So she's looking at you sternly, and you can see that once she gives you a look, you see the man in the green cloak is also looking at you as well. Do you put the bow down or do you keep it up?
All I care about. If you care to look, you'd see that like Typhon's actually kind of got a smirk on his face.
Do you keep the bow up or do you put it
Alright,
down?
I'll put it down.
Ian kind of looks to you and crosses his shield or a sword over his shield, pats it twice, and then kind of bows to you with the sword and shield kind of crossed over his chest.
Typhon returns the gesture.
Okay. Once you both lock eyes after the bow, he kind of breaks off into a more martial stance, prepared, moving on his feet, and it looks like he's trying to circle to your left, kind of cutting in towards your shield side. What do you do?
Okay. Oh no. You'd be so screwed. Typhon would use command on you, tell you to stop. You're even there. So, anyway, so as stands there, and as Ian starts circling around him, I'm not going to turn to face him. I'm just going to keep an eye on him.
Okay.
Until he, but I'm basically just like readying an action to turn and meet him as he comes in to attack me.
Understandable.
Like I kind of want to see where his
I get you. So he kind of comes to your side, okay, and he kind of draws his sword off to his left, and it's kind of like reaching in and pulls his shield up towards and tight towards his chest. So he's kind of like leaning into the shield, kind of moving towards it to kind of push it against your shield. What I need you to do at this point is make a insight check, please.
Huh, interesting. Non-traditional combat.
Oh, whoops, wrong button. Hold on a second.
You're an animal.
I'm going to use the first dice roll, though. I just clicked the wrong one. So it's a 16, and my modifier is +7. So he kind of hits you against your shield, pulls the sword back, and looks like he's
Holy
coming
shit!
in.
What?
He looks like he's coming in, and you kind of like, listen to me. You've got his shield locked, and you think he's going to come in, so you pull your shield in closer towards your sword hand. When he does so, he stops, turns the blade inwards, and crosses it in between your shield and his shield, pushes to break you two apart, and then slashes at your open pauldron. Now that he's kind of bluffed and deceived you into allowing him access to that open shoulder, he'll make an attack. Bear with me here, sorry. And he has advantage for the attack.
+7 wisdom?
No, it's not a wisdom. I did make an animal handling. You're not an animal.
Oh wait, no, you're right. Oh,
He has a +4 to his proficiency bonus for deception, and then he has a +3 charisma.
Oh, I gotcha. Well, okay.
Yeah, because he has it expertise. So 21 hit.
Oh, so he's a rogue. Just barely.
You take a hit to the shoulder. You can feel him kind of cut just underneath the pauldron, a very true strike. And once he hits, he kind of like folds back, like keeping to your side and trying to stay on this side of you so that your sword is away from him. All right. What would you like to do in response? And you don't get a sense of roguiness. What you're getting more of a sense of is, again, don't worry about the expertise portion. He's not a traditional class. He's an NPC.
Oh,
but what you're getting is he's trying to use the social interaction or like social exchange and kind of play to your personality to fight you. He used a feint.
Okay, I gotcha. So yeah, I'm just gonna
Wail on him.
I mean, I could. I really could. I'm going easy on him, and that's why I got hurt in the first place. So I'm gonna shove him. I'm gonna attempt to
Okay. Bull rush him.
his ass.
All right, you're trying to knock him. You're knocking him prone. Okay, go ahead and make a athletics check. He can contest with either.
I'm gonna use my inspiration on that one.
Okay.
Actually, no, fuck it. I'm taking it easy on him. No inspiration.
You kind of turn yourself into him and push your shield against him and kind of just set your foot down in the mud and push, but you didn't realize that the dirt that you're standing on was a bit muddier because of the rains that have passed. So you kind of slip to the side a bit and you don't get that full push on. You're kind of like operating to the side and shoving. He does kind of shove back, but he does keep his shield locked against yours. And do you have multiple attacks? Are you level 5?
Wow. I do have multiple attacks.
You can try and bull rush him again. Shove is technically an attack action. So if you take an extra attack, you can make 2 shove attempts.
Yeah, let's do that. Because I'm still taking it easy on him.
Throw it. All right. So you manage to stop and, like, after the slide, kind of catch yourself, push yourself down on your footing, and then shove into him, kind of pressing off of the ground more so than you were before. And you feel that his shield still connected to yours was a bad choice on his part, and you throw him back. He hits the mud, kind of flat on his ass. But you definitely knew that you had to put a little work into it to get him to do so. Any movement?
I mean, after I knock him prone, I'm going to let me see. Yeah, I'm going to kind of circle, or I kind of step back maybe 10, 15 feet. So,
Okay.
from him, I say, well, I got to say, you're very full of surprises, young Ian.
He, laying on the ground, he doesn't have a smirk or anything on his face. He has a very stalwart-looking focus into the affair. You've pulled away. Does it look like you're yielding? Or does it look like...
No.
Okay.
I pulled to like a safe distance and resumed my stance.
Okay, great. So what he does is, in response, he kind of drills himself up into the air, like off of the ground, very quickly standing, using his shield to basically turtle himself up to kind of defend against any incoming attacks. You would actually recognize the technique if you make a history check.
Sounds Spartan.
Oh, yeah. So I'm going to give you advantage because of your patron deity that you worship. Averiu was a man known, basically one of the very first men of a tribe known as the Aeten. The Aeten are also known as the fighting men of Parnak. And the technique he just used is a Parnan fighting technique. It is a very old traditional technique. Basically, the shield comes up to defend against any blows that would be coming down upon you. And once he raises up and has the shield back in front of him, he starts approaching, and you can see that he dips his long sword down underneath the shield and kind of holds it, and it looks like he's readying for something.
So basically what I want to do is I want to, because this seems like it's kind of going in a non-traditional combat.
Oh, yeah, no, for sure. It's still following combat rules.
Yeah.
Technically. So, yeah, it's just, I mean, you're not really attacking him. You're just kind of playing to kind of fight against him. It's fine.
Basically what I want to do is I want to straight in at him, and then at the last second before I attack, I want to move to the side that puts his shield between his sword and me.
Okay. Before you dip, like once you step in, he'll take his ready to action. I need you to make me yet another good old-fashioned insight check. Okay. So you kind of come in, you know, hit your step, and he kind of like leans into it and looks like he's totally falling for your trap. You move to the side to kind of catch him to that side, and immediately what happens is you realize that he's not allowing you to have the momentum. He's actually creating the momentum by spinning full circle, tucking the shield tight, and bringing it right back around close. And his left hand is wide out with a slash out at your head, your horn specifically, with the sword.
Lemire,
So he'll make an attack with his sword with advantage. And this attack is against your... Let me see if I can click it. Nope. Bear with me here. Heals it once per day. I might have to just copy pasta it to you. Hold on. Oh man. I can't even do that. What the hell? Bear with me. I'm gonna fight my computer.
Then I'm going to fight Ian.
Why?
No, I mean, you know.
Oh, Ian. Gotcha.
So, you know, I kind of can't let him walk away without a little bit of a bruise.
For sure. I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna weep and cry. Okay. So, anyways, once per day, when Ian makes an attack against a target, he can elect to make this attack against the opponent's dexterity ability score.
Oh, please.
So 16, he had advantage, will hit. So
Yeah.
8 damage.
Oh, please.
What? You can only do it once. Jeez.
Exactly. He's probably got more hit points than I do.
Honestly, was expecting to expend it. No, he has not anywhere near as many. Basically, he's like a first level character equivalent.
Well, he's certainly going to be a lot of fun to have on our side.
All right. So it's still technically your turn. All you've done is move. So feel free to do as you wish.
2 attacks.
Do it. Hit. Once you hit with the first one, you can realize that he is basically not going to be able to stand against the second one, and it looks like he's attempting to yield. Do you get to withdraw the last attack?
Actually, as I swing in for the last attack, and he's prepared to take it, I stop at the last second.
Basically, if you swing the first one and he gets hit, it looks like he's attempting to throw up a symbol for yield. But then when you bring up the attack for the second one, he definitely snaps back to fighting stance. And you stop at last second.
That's when I stop. Okay. As soon as he looks like he's going to yield, but when I go to attack him again, and he
snaps right
sucks it up and prepares for it, that's when I stop. Okay. I step back and I put my sword and shield down.
He does likewise and drops to his knee.
No, it is I who should be bowing. Please, rise to your feet.
Make a history check real quick before you finish that sentence. You would know that if you were going to accept him into the companions, at this stage you would have to knight him. He's fallen into that position. You don't know if he's doing so presumptively or if he's just doing so kneeling to you because he feels like you've bested him.
Okay, I will, but I'm going to preface it by walking up to him and saying, "Oh, very well. I was honestly quite surprised." Shoulder, I'm going to use lay on hands to heal him for 8.
Okay. And also, are you going to perform a specific ritual?
I mean, if we have an hour to kill, I guess I could.
Yeah, if you're performing the ceremony ritual, then yeah, it's kind of necessary for this specific activity.
For this specific activity, I'm not sure
If you're granting him knighthood in and also a place in the order, then yeah.
All right, let me look up the spell real quick.
Basically, it's the officiation of any kind of charge.
Yeah, I just want to see what the description is so I can pick the proper one.
Airmill walks up.
Coming of age, dedication. You touch one humanoid who would willingly convert to your religion or who wishes to be dedicated to your god's service. For the next 24 hours, whenever the target makes a saving throw, it can roll a d4 and add the number rolled to the save.
Cool.
Just once. So it'd either be that, coming of age.
It would probably be the your religion, but for just special purposes, it's also your charge.
Then
All
I
right.
would cast dedication, so he has plus 1d4 to any saving throw for the next 24 hours.
All right. Let's go ahead and say that's happening, and while that's happening, we'll move back into the. Well, Aramel, you said you were going to say something. Go ahead.
I was just going to walk up and clap. It's a good show. Typhon, you're beating up on children now. He almost bested you, it looked like.
Ivan's in the middle of casting a spell, so he shoots Aramel a dirty look. But it's like filled with mirth and good humor.
The older man in the green cloak kind of walks over to Aramil, and an elder says, "It's a nice bow you got there."
Indeed it is. Made from the dragon I slayed myself.
It's very interesting. It would have been a real shame if I had to have broken it. And he kind of gives you a smile. He
You could have
gruffly
tried.
says, "You know what? All this shit talking made me thirsty. How about we go inside?"
You're buying?
There's really no purchasing. These nobles don't know what
It's a
they've got.
metaphor. It's a figure of speech, damn it.
I get what you're saying, but I'm also saying these nobles don't know what they have. Let's go drink.
Okay.
This bitch is open bar, bruh.
Airmill's lazy. He doesn't want to get up and get his own drink.
I get you. You guys walk in. You guys get some beverages together. Does anybody have anything they want to do in the next hour at this place or no?
Is this an elf that just asked me to get a drink?
Human.
I did have a question for him after everybody else is done, though.
Sure.
Anybody else?
Nah, Drung's just sitting
Nah, I'm
getting
just
drunk
socializing.
with the dwarf.
I'll talk to the human then. You said he's wearing the Haverhill garb as well?
He's wearing a green cloak. No symbols or iconography on it. You would actually recognize it as a cloak of Elvenkind.
By chance, do you live here, work here? Who might you be?
I am the constable of the keep. I'm also the trainer of young Ian.
Perfect. By chance, yesterday, did you receive an elven messenger flying the banner?
Do you mean
that
messenger? We did indeed.
Yes. He seemed to be in quite a hurry, as he was.
He had to make it here before today. Marriages as big as this one have to be officiated by the emperor himself, and that's where that message came from, the capital. And Tim, I'll get you here in just 1 second. I'll got you. Just bear with me.
So it's just a marriage officiation.
And he says, but he really rode for nothing. The boy won't be getting married any longer.
Love spoiled, or lack thereof. That's it. I just want to know what the message was.
No problem. Gregory, I'm going to give you one last perception check as I get these names for you. Just give me one last perception check.
I see nothing. I know nothing.
After being so lauded with praise from the Lord, speaking to his wife for a time, Lady Madramic, and just being in good company, You just, you're oblivious to everything. And you know what? An hour passes, and you can see your friends are all stumbling back into the hall. But you totally missed the thing that I wanted you to catch.
An hour passes, and they find him in the bathroom with the noble's wife, and he's like, "What? What the? How did I get here?"
Titan,
The last hour.
Ian says to Rhea something in Elvish, and then he looks to you and he says, "I will be making my way to the city of Stormloft. I of course have my witness," and he gestures. He kind of gestures towards where the guy with the green cloak was standing before he left with Aramil, and then kind of shrugs and kind of looks to you and says, "My teacher, my mentor, will be going with me to Stormloft. I will go there and I will make sure that my banner is raised up in the Hall of the Companions. And I thank you so much, Typhon. I hope that we can meet on the road and fight against the evils that lurk in the dark together, side by side."
Ivan clasped him on the shoulder, and he said, "It would be my honor to fight beside you."
You must know that what you've done this day, what the honor you've granted me, you've truly saved my life.
Typhon, at that moment, Typhon would hand him the sword and the shield.
Okay. He takes it, and he is just all grins and smiles, and he's like,
"Yeah." He says, "These." He says, "These belong to my mentor. He brought me into the companions." Here.
He thanks you, and it looks like he's kind of in a hurry to get inside. And when you go in, Rhea kind of walks alongside you, and she gives you a solemn nod. And then she heads in. Gregory, you notice Rhea, the steward of the Lord, kind of walk over to the two elvish lords, and she kind of stands up high above everybody, and she says just openly, "Lords, ladies, guests, I do apologize, but it would seem that Lord Ian Haverhill has become one of the 77 companions of the Knights of Bloody Rose, and he will not be wed this day to Lady Madremic. Unfortunately, you have come out for a wedding, and I must say that the wedding that you sought will not be between the Lord Ian, or the Lord Anton Haverhill's son Ian and their daughter, but will instead be between
Aramil.
Elsa Haverhill and Lord Madramic's firstborn son." Lord,
So the Haverhills made out like bandits.
Lord Madramic kind of nods his head low, but he doesn't seem to have like a look of anger or any kind of look on his face that's changed. He looks like he completely accepts this. And then Lady Rhea says, "But please continue with your drinks, continue with your revelry. I apologize if this news is sad to some." And she makes her way over to the Lord Elf and the wife. And let me get you those names real quick.
Cool.
Typhon starts double fisting beers before the caterers pack up.
There's still gonna be a wedding. It's just not.
Yeah, I know. It was a fun joke.
It's kind of like the red wedding.
Dun dun dun. I gotta throw those spoilers out there, son.
But yeah, we're way cooler than Rob Stark, so we wouldn't get punked like that.
I mean,
No, we'd
come
be the
on,
ones
Typhon
doing
has
the pumpkin,
horns.
Technically,
What's that?
I said we would be the ones doing the pumpkin. Technically, they came to our house.
Yeah, Typhon, you really just did Lord Haverhill a favor, though.
What's that?
Because, I mean, he still gets a wedding, but now he gets the firstborn son instead of the daughter.
Yeah.
Roll a history check, both of you, I guess.
Who's both?
Whoever is trying to have that conundrum kind of fall in their head. Aramil would know that he's giving away his daughter to be wed to an elf. Enclaves don't have any dowry. He's literally just tossing a daughter to the elves. It's not a boon. It's not a benefit.
Aww.
It's good for the elves. It's not so good for the Lord. So what happened here is someone undermined Lord Haverhill, and Lord Haverhill's not present.
Gotcha.
Dun dun dun. Oh shit! God damn it!
It was you,
Politics!
dumbass.
Fucking politics!
All right. Into the chamber comes a man in white priestly robes. He has kind of a stern look to his face, and he looks out to the crowd, sees a knight he knows, and starts to approach. Typhon, as you see Joseph Willinghelm approach you, you would also note that there are 4 familiar faces following directly behind him. And he walks over to you.
Well, I've been waiting for a chance of these motherfuckers.
It seems like
Everyone was like, "Well, shit."
It seems like the crowd disperses away from the bishop as he approaches you, and everyone kind of just starts watching with wide eyes.
Does do his lapdogs hang back a little bit?
They are well back. They are actually still in the crowd. So basically, you and the bishop and whoever else who's close to you, who wants to be, is being encircled by this group, or being encircled by the watchers,
The Watchers being the 4 guys.
the nobles, and
Oh,
the
okay.
4 guys. Yeah, there's a bunch of people
Typhon
in here.
keeps his gaze fixed. The bishops, with no particularly angry or animose expression on his face. And as the bishop gets closer, he says, "Good to see you. I've been meaning to talk to you."
I understand why. Obviously, such matters don't want to be, or should not be discussed in front of such kind ears. But I will tell you one thing in this. Your desire to do right without understanding the situation in full, unfortunately, proved to be the true method. And I, the bishop of the church of Hilton, am humbled by you. And he drops to a knee, and so do the 4 knights behind him.
Fuck yeah, politics!
Damn right.
But I have a request of you, knight, he says as he kneels.
Please, bishop. Please.
Lord Haverhill has gone missing,
Shit.
and I know not where he has gone. He was with us at the Shrine of the Seasons very early this morning. He came back to the keep, and no one has been able to find him. Also, his son has gone missing as well, and he is to be wed this evening.
Dude, he was what?
Rhea off in the distance says, "Lord Bishop, we have words," and she walks over to, not paying attention to the conversation, just having seen him and needing to speak to him, she walks over.
Yeah, I have no problem letting her join the conversation. So now it's the 3 of us.
Bishop Willinghelm, Ian has sworn his service to the Council of Lords. He's now a member of the Order of the Bloody Rose. She gestures to Typhon. And Bishop Willinghelm says, "I did not know there was an open availability in the 77 companions.
There was my mentor, Andovan Corson. Unfortunately, he was slain.
And Andovan Corson was slain. Very strange. Very, very horrible that he fell at that horrible sight.
Yes,
Well, this is good news. The companions are back to full strength. Thank you."
They are.
Rhea says, "Unfortunately, it means that we will be wedding the daughter of Lord Haverhill to the elves instead of the son." Bishop Willingham kind of sighs out, where you can kind of tell that he's a bit annoyed by this, and he looks to Typhon and he says, the Order of the Bloody Rose is more important than the political machinations of one lowly baron in the backwoods of this earldom.
Is he saying that sarcastically?
No. You can insight that he is definitely serious. Like, the Order of the Bloody Rose is more important than this baronet. And the way he says it, it's not so much an insult to you, it's an insult to Rhea. And
Why?
do you say why?
No. I mean, why to that? That's not outwardly spoken that it's an insult to Rhea, but I'm trying to figure out like the context of why that's insulting.
Sure, because you would be able to tell just from the way you've handled this that Rhea, tried to manipulate it so Ian didn't have to marry the elvish woman for whatever reason she has. So,
So it's very obvious that I was not fully aware of the circumstances.
correct. And you're becoming more aware. And the bishop is saying, ha ha ha, who cares about what you liked? You helped out the Bloody Order of the Bloody Rose. Now they have full, 77 people. And that's better than, what was going to happen here.
Everybody wins.
Yeah. Sort of.
But he's just like, I don't really approve of how you went about things, but
Lord Haverhill doesn't win. And he says, so Ian is on his way to Stormloft, I presume, Joseph says. Rhea nods. And he says to Typhon, just kind of ignoring Rhea and kind of stepping in closer so he doesn't have to look at her, he says to you, my place here is the protection of the lord of this town, and he has gone missing. You and yours are keen-eyed individuals. I know one fact that may aid you in your search of him, but I need to know that he is all right, and that he can return here and consort with the elves. They are becoming increasingly annoyed, perhaps less so after this current turn of events, that he is not currently present. Do I have your sword in seeking out the events that have led to his disappearance and perhaps finding him, whatever may have befallen him?
Ivan nods and he points at Willingham Holmes' followers. He says, yes, I could most certainly. You're faith militant. And then to Rhea, he says, I need you to find Ian and meet me at the front door to the manor in 15 minutes.
Rhea kind of steps forward to you. Ian is preparing to leave the city before nightfall.
I understand.
Very good.
Come here is enlisting the services of a Knight of the Bloody Rose. I think our newly officiated member could be opportunity for him to see the kinds of things that he will have to deal with as a member of the order.
Very good. She heads off. The man with the green cloak follows Rhea, just leaving Aramil to his own. And they leave. And eventually, you and your group meet outside. Were you wanting the Faith Militant? Because they're not going to go with you. They're currently held to the bishop.
Can't go with me. I'm not going to twist anybody's arm over it.
You would know that during the festival, the bishop's protection is of utmost importance, and that's what they would do.
Very well.
So he's kind of walking around, and we need to protect him. You meet outside. Ian is there, but no one else.
Okay. Well, obviously, Aramil would be invited to join me, as well as.
Well, I mean, your company, of course.
Yes.
Ian, and then your guys.
Yeah. So once Ian meets me outside, I said, "You decided to come. I'm not sure if you've been informed of what's happening."
Oh, I presume that the bishop has twisted your arm into finding my father, even though he does not wish to be found.
Now, why is that?
He's seeing Gwenvalia.
Oh, scandalous.
My mother's probably out seeking him as well, but she does not know where they're meeting.
You don't sound too impressed by the notion.
I know that his love is not for my mother. That's fine. A man's heart is a man's heart, and you have spared mine from falling into the same trap that his is in.
Aye. And then Typhon turns and stares off into the distance. He says, the heart is a strange thing. Love is a fickle mistress.
He points down the hill towards the old town or the old well, and he says, "They've met up somewhere there. There's currently a large party going down there. They call it a masquerade, where the men dress up and wear porcelain masks to be as handsome as they can, and the women wear bear hoods to be as bear-like as possible. And well, from what I understand, there are a lot of alleyways or dark rooms that two lovers can hide away in."
All right. I would like Ian and Aramil, once Aramil arrives, to basically put their heads together. So Ian shares as much information as he can about his father's with Aramil, and Aramil uses expertise to kind of put that to good use.
Okay, perfect. What we're going to do is we're going to state that you guys are moving down to the Old Townwell Marketplace and are seeking out Lord Haverhill in the masquerade party happening during the afternoon. Sound good?
Yep.
All right. So I'm going to go from. Is Zach still BRB'd?
He is currently not in Discord. I think a few of us have been having Discord problems.
Not in Discord at all. Okay. All right. Then we'll go from right to left then. Gregorin. Sir Gregory, what would you like to do to try to contribute to seeking out the Lord Haverhill?
I am good at running and talking to people. If I guess I might. That's probably going to fall under investigation, but I would try to. I'll guess I will try to do lots of, with the brief description, lots of running around to see any possible way to, basically be the runner running everywhere where there might be a nook and cranny to try and find the guy. Maybe climb on rooftops, to get a better look from above and what have you.
Okay.
You're gonna find two people fucking a mask in an alley, and you're gonna jump down there and be like, Lord Haverhill, and these people are like, what the fuck are you talking about? You're gonna be like, oh, sorry. And then you're gonna run around and do it again.
Okay. No, it's perfectly acceptable. We'll get to you in a second. Aramil, what is your activity? It looks like Sir Gregory is wanting to be kind of like an eagle eye, open observer, kind of running around on top of buildings and checking for signs that would denote people who are not trying to be found.
That's pretty similar. I can't specifically track out Lord Haverhill amongst all the other humanoids. So I would be trying to find someone who maybe has gestures and mannerisms about them that are different than the other common folk that are attending the Old Well party.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I'm assuming if he doesn't want to be found, he's not going to be wearing some ornate robes and stuff.
That's a correct statement.
So I'll have to be looking for mannerisms.
Okay. Let's see. Bear with me here. Typhon.
Shit, I had something for this, but I can't remember what it was. I'm just going to be sticking by Aramil and Ian. That way, like, Ian, same things that Aramil's doing. Like, after, how sometimes you can recognize people just by like the way they move. You've been around them your whole life. That's what I want Ian doing, and I'm basically coordinating their efforts.
Okay. So you're trying to coordinate from rooftop to airmill near you to try and check and see, like, if everybody's making sure they're not covering the same ground. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, Drung.
Sorry. Do I know who Gwenvalia is?
Make a history check.
Drunk smash.
Drunk.
No,
Nope.
not at all.
Should have asked Ian. Oh well.
Oh, Ian's with you.
She is.
Or did you tell him not to come with you?
No, I did. I told Ian to come with us, but
Okay.
but
Then he'd go with you.
information he's sharing with Aramil about Lord Haverhill, he could also share similar information as far as he knows about Gwynvalia.
I've never met Gwenvalia, he says.
Oh.
I only know her name and the stories that my father has told me. They were a group known as the Silverfangs, and he wanted her to settle down with him, and she did not want to settle down. But every so often she comes to town, and I know that he leaves because, well, it's not hard to see through his deceptions.
Very well. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if this is a tender subject to discuss.
Again, it does not hurt me at all. I completely understand it. Growing as a man myself and being forced to wed someone I'm not sure I want to marry.
Having second thoughts?
I don't have to marry her anymore.
Yeah, you just saved him from that.
You just saved him from that crap, bruh.
Yeah, just the way you said that made it sound kind of remorseful.
No, sorry.
Okay. So, anyways, carry on. Drunk doing drunk.
You said this is a masquerade, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so basically, what Drunk's going to be doing is he's just going to be walking around really confused as to why all the male humans look the same in the face.
And that's even without the mask.
Yeah. So I honestly, Drung would have no interest in trying to find Haverhill, really. I mean, he's just kind of walking around looking for anyone who might show a sign of nobility of some sort. You know, maybe a cleaner cut hair, or, you know, a finely shaved beard or something. Other than that, Drung has no idea who he's looking.
Okay. And is Zach back with us?
Negative.
Okay. Hmm.
You could even say he's dead to us.
That's not a good thing to say.
Does
Bear with me for a second. Okay. So what I would like is Sir Gregory, make a perception check. I'm going to give you a +2 bonus, not advantage. Aramil, make a perception check. Actually, you're looking for mannerisms, so give me an insight check. Chad, make me a charisma check because you're trying to mediate between. Drung, you're just kind of looking for mannerisms as well, so I'd need an insight check from you, please.
What the fuck? Really? Wow. Okay.
the dumb work? Doesn't
So
even
he's
know
like,
what he's looking for.
I see everything and I don't know what any of it means.
Okay. Bear with me for a second.
I had a feeling. I wasn't even on my screen when I rolled that. Like, I wasn't even looking at roll 20. Just had a feeling I said $20 as I rolled a natural 20.
Okay. All right. So, Typhon, you're having a hard time keeping coordination between them as you're kind of moving through the revelry. And you eventually get to a point where you get stuck in a large group of people, and you're kind of like near a cart, and you're trying to get past them, and you kind of lose your way from Aramil. Aramil, you end up kind of wandering away from Typhon over to a pretty large group out in front of a tavern, kind of looking through them. You're not like caught in the group like Typhon is, but you're just kind of there trying to perceive. And excuse me, Gregory, you are up on top of a building, kind of looking around, and you can see that there's nothing particular that you can see other than where Typhon is located, where Aramil is located, and you're just trying to use your hands or gestures without yelling out to them to try and get their attention to see you. You don't see anything down there. It's just the line of communication's been broken for whatever reason. And Trung, you are kind of wandering ahead of Typhon, and you don't realize that he's in the crowd behind you, but you kind of start heading up this passway, and you see a man kind of standing near a cart who looks like a larger man, kind of burly man, but the clothes that he's wearing, they appear to be much finer than a lot of people's, and the mask that he's wearing looks a lot more expensive than the people you pass by. And as you realize that this must be the guy, you also notice that there appear to be 8 people kind of moving in on him, pulling their masks off and slitting their wrists or slitting their palms. And as they do so, they say out loud, loud enough for everybody to hear, "The heirs of Laviston come to seek what is theirs. You have taken our land with gold, stolen from the land. You will die now." And he says in return, "And who are you that thinks you can defeat me?" And the leader of the group says, "My name is Mylon Vermont, and I will be the lord of this place. I will restore my Laviston blood to its rightful seat." And they will all attack him.
Attack
this
who?
point,
Ian?
You may make no, not Ian.
Lord
Ian's over by you. Right. So everybody can roll initiative. Drung, you will get an initiative this round because of that double crit brah. Bear with me here.
So they just charge into the marketplace and start attacking people?
They start attacking one person.
Oh, shit.
8 people all walked up, slit their hands with the knife, and then said that they were going to kill Lord Haverhill because the Ramonts are another noble family.
No, they said that they were the heirs of Laviston. You don't know what that means. But yeah, one of them did call out their name, Mylon Vermont. You would actually recognize him, Aramil, from earlier.
From earlier.
He was traveling with Dorothy Vermont.
Yes, okay.
He left early for some reason.
For some.
Oh, we're actually living in their ancestral house.
No.
No.
Oh.
That's
Oh, okay. My bad.
But we are their neighbors?
No.
You are the neighbors of Tuvach.
Okay.
The
Difference.
Laviston Manor is down by the mine.
So is it safe to say then, John, that all 4 of those women were from the different noble families?
There were 4 different noble families, sure. There are a total of 16 noble houses that are present in this town. 8 of those were brought up by Lord Haverhill himself and usurped older houses.
But I know they had shady dealings.
Bear with me here for a second.
You're back then.
Sorry, I thought I had this set up, but I forgot to make this token. So.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm sorry.
Cool. Okay, so do you want me to just catch you up real quick?
What's up?
You know
Yeah, super quick catch up.
Yeah,
That'd be cool.
So, cause shit's about to go down. So they did their stuff at the town or at the house, and then Bishop Willinghelm came into the keep and had a conversation with Typhon. And basically said, "Hey, look, we are missing Lord Haverhill. We don't know where he's gone. I want you to go find him." And Chad's like, "Well, I'm going to ask Ian to come along," which was a pretty smart choice. They go outside, and then Ian says, "Look, I know where my dad is. He's in the old town or the old well marketplace. He's going to see his lover Gwenvalia. He's cheating on my mom." And so they're like, "Oh, snap. Okay, well, let's go." And they started searching around. They had each declared what their activities and searching through the busy parade or party was. The party is a masquerade party. The men have like porcelain masks to make themselves look like nobles, like pristine, handsome nobles. And the women are wearing like bear cloaks or bear hoods. Sir Gregory was wandering on top of buildings, trying to keep an eye on everybody and make sure that everybody, could see each other, and keep an eye out for someone who looked different. Didn't see anybody different. Aramil was looking specifically at people's mannerisms and staying close to Typhon. Typhon was trying to mediate between everybody to make sure they didn't fall apart. It totally happened that way. Drung just got lucky and rolled double 19s on his insight check. And then what would you be doing seeking out a noble that you've never met before in your life?
Oh, Zach's back?
Huh. That is a good question. I don't know what do I have any general description of him?
Yeah, kind of a bigger man. He's a fighter, and he is very well kept. Other than that, no.
Damn. All right. I guess how many entrances / exits are there to this place?
Well, it's a big marketplace area, so it's not really something that you can cordon off if that's what you're thinking.
Well, yeah, I was like, if there's a main kind of exit road from here, but now I'm kind of looking at it and seeing that there's two.
And the grass isn't really like a barrier. People walk out and about it all the time. And there's technically 3 if you want to leave the town. Main roads.
I guess I'm just gonna
we're down here, right?
keep an eye out.
Yeah.
Old Town Well Marketplace, yeah.
I mean, my plan is basically just to keep an eye on the rest of the party and see if any of them identify. And once one of them like gives me a signal, I'll engage. You know what I mean?
Gotcha. Okay, so then you're staying close
Kind of
to
like waiting for a point or whatever.
You're staying close to Typhon.
Yeah.
Bear with me here. All right. And let's see if I actually have Yep, definitely don't. Okay, hold on. Okay, thank you for being patient, everybody.
You're welcome.
All right, so it's mid-afternoon. There's still light and about. Typhon, there's going to be a guy that looks like the old miniature that I used for Gregory, but you weren't there for that fight, so no worries there. I don't have a token for Ian for some reason, because I'm a Dumbo. So I'm just going to use that.
Alrighty.
He's going to be stuck with you, where he's stuck with you. And shift.
Oh shit!
What the fuck?
Okay. So the very large circles, the huge creatures, they are revelers. That's a lot of people just gathered together. They'll basically move as a unit in initiative orders. But yeah, you can see that there are a total of 8 red tokens of the smaller variety. Those would be those people I talked about. And Zach, just so you know, Anton Haverhill was spotted by Drung, and just as he spotted him, he saw a total of 8 people come out, pull their masks off, and slit their palms, and they yelled out, "We are the heirs of Laviston. We will dethrone you, and we will take our rightful place on the hill." And Haverhill's response was, "Who are you?" And the one here said, "I am Mylon Ramont." Yeah, out of character note. This is how it would have happened if you guys didn't. You know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Mylan is the purple guy,
Correct.
and then this is Haverhill.
Correct.
So that's Lord Haverhill.
Correct.
And who's
Got it.
this?
That is Boo.
That is Boo.
Wait, then who's this?
That is going to be Ian for the fight.
Oh, okay. All right, gotcha.
And then up on the building, you can see there's a server.
A surgery.
Oh, I see what you did.
Okay. Oh, this is gonna be awesome. He's gonna do like a fucking ninja slide off the roof and kick that guy in the head.
Not during that first round of initiative, because he has no idea what's going on.
Oh, come
Are
on.
we rolling for initiative, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, Typhon, really? With advantage? Fucking doofus.
Well played. Bear with me here. Got a few sidekicks I gotta roll for here. Where is he? Ian! And Daddy.
Now you're gonna get Ian killed.
Eh.
Not with Papa Haverhill.
Just wait.
Do. I got all my NPCs, it looks like. Yep.
Although that means your spot in the order is gonna open up. And I mean, you could spar with Airmill.
Yeah.
All right. So this is what you witness. Mylon, who was just called out, steps off to face Haverhill. Haverhill kind of steps out to meet him in the middle of the road. And as they reach face to face, you can see that Haverhill's kind of looking, for a dagger at his belt, and he pulls it, And Mylon, standing in front of him, kind of holds his hands together, reaches forward, and throws some sort of arcane energy straight out into Lord Haverhill. Let's see here. Bear with me here for a second.
Is this kind of like Game of Thrones, though? Do we get to like choose a side?
Oh, Jesus. Chef, I love you.
I'm just gonna go with the original placement against that thing because that's fine.
Because Haverhill's never really done anything for me.
Mm-mm.
Oh, but you'll have a very pissed off Typhon to deal with.
He's always pissed off.
Yeah, that is a good
No,
point.
no. Yeah. Not really.
Okay, so throws forward a very strange spell. Bear with me here. Oh, why? D&D, why? I could have been better prepared. Okay, here we go. So reaches out his hand, throws forward arcane energy, and casts this spell.
He can be jovial. Damn. Oh, shit.
Anton will make a dexterity saving throw.
Pass.
He always rolls behind the scenes. I don't know why that's the case. Bear with me. Let me try and fix it. Yeah, but for those watching at home, you would see that he did indeed pass. He'll take his 12 damage, or 13 damage. Oops.
So is he casting it in a straight line or at an angle?
Straight down.
Okay.
Yeah, and he actually hits a couple of the people on the edge of the revelry just for flavor's sake, and they just get ignited with lightning and just kind of fall to the ground dead. Didn't seem to really care about,
Collateral damage.
His future people.
Yeah.
What kind of Baron are we dealing with here?
He's evil.
We'll see. All right, Sir Gregory, you're currently in surprised state, so you won't get to take an action, but you become increasingly aware of the situation as you kind of stare down at it. It looks like you've got Typhon locked in a big old group of people, Boo just ahead of him, but kind of in the clearing, Aramil off to the side with a bit of people in the way, and it looks like Drung is kind of like right in the middle of what looks like a really increasingly precarious situation. These gentlemen who are surrounding him, besides Mylon, really, appear to be wearing decently heavy armor, and they all have strange daggers that have blood coating their blades. All right. You can say, I'll allow you if you want as a free action to say anything, but there's a loud ruckus now because of the cackling bolt and the people, some of them being shocked alive.
Yeah, at the top of my voice, I yell out, "Friends, Lord Haverhill is in danger."
Okay. Aramil, also surprised. You would kind of be close to a large group of people, and you would realize that they're probably going to try and escape the quickest route. You're familiar enough with the town to know that the route that you're standing in is probably the route that they're going to try and run to, so straight south. Okay? But you're in a surprise round, so you don't really get to do anything. It's fine. The heirs will move towards Anton.
Don't you have those boots of climbing?
3, 4,
Oh, yeah. Yes.
5. Okay. 1.
Your head's in a good place.
Climb over everybody.
And much like Brutus and his fellow friends, they step in on the Lord. Bear with me here.
John coming through in the clutch with some combat.
Oh, for sure. All right, here we go. So a total of 7 attacks, we'll say. Yep, just one didn't get in.
6.
Or 6 attacks. One didn't get in, right. Okay, here we go.
Yee. What the heck?
All right. So Anton Haverhill's
dead as shit.
Anton Haverhill's AC at current is, because he's not armored, a meager 12.
Oh god, we have a dead king. Baron.
Hit,
Hey,
hit,
one of them missed.
hit, miss, hit, hit. So a total of 6 Constitution saving throws. Can someone add up the damage for me before the poison first, though?
Okay, so 15, 23, 30.
$30
million.
You said 30?
39.
Okay, that's exactly enough to kill him.
Oh my gosh.
Go fuck.
He had 52 hit points to start. So they basically butcher into him, and Drung, you can see that his skin kind of goes like a pallor, and you can see that his veins start to kind of turn like a sickly, like dark green as he falls to the ground, kind of clutching against the stand next to him as he kind of hits the ground. All right. That was their initiative. Boo.
So, like, dead or like
Dead, dead.
they went through with that?
Dead. Boo, you...
Well, actually, it wouldn't just like. I'm sorry. I know you're the DM and you can do this, but wouldn't it be like eventually the damage would knock him unconscious and then he'd be
So
making death saving
NPCs
throws?
don't do death saving throws unless
okay.
I warrant that's the case as the DM. And in this case, he's dead. Yeah, because think about this: all of the poison damage that goes through, it would have been enough to kill him death saving throw wise, because it would have been the first 2 would have probably not knocked him down. The third would have he'd be dead. Not a waste of time. Who you're during the surprise round, so unless you can't be surprised somehow, you would see the situation as it unfolds. It looks like the throng of people to your right will go east, and the throng of people to your left will go south. Okay. Anton dies horribly. Go ahead and delete him off the token thing. Ian Haverhill sees the situation as Typhon does, and he starts yelling out, "Father, no!" All right, super dramatic, super cool. Typhon, you are in the surprise round state. Can you not be surprised? Is there anything that stops you from being surprised?
Not that I can think of.
Okay.
Unless it comes from my shield.
I don't believe that that's the case.
Okay.
So you would be surprised still, but you see the situation as it unfolds. And Drung, you actually get an initiative. These assholes look like they're pretty heavily armored, but who knows? We'll see.
Yeah. Well, you know what Drung's gonna do. So Drung's gonna do Drung things.
I mean, he's dead now. We can't save him.
He's gonna tear into those fuckers like the Tasmanian devil.
That's what I
We'll
have to do.
just go ahead and bow down to them and accept their leadership.
Shav. That's not what I do, because Drunk smash.
It's Game of Thrones, man.
It is Game of Thrones, but damn it.
Drunk. Okay, so don't listen to Shav.
I'm not listening to Shav. I'm doing shit.
Do what Drunk would do. If Drunk dies, Drunk dies. I mean,
Yeah, I know. I know.
I mean, Drunk doesn't have no loyalties to Haverhill.
Yeah,
no, fuck no. But he just saw a dude get stabbed in the street, so game on.
Yeah, that's not cool.
That's not cool. So I'm gonna rage.
Okay.
And yeah.
I mean, it's a pretty emotional situation. I can understand.
I'm gonna swing at the one that's right in front of me. So.
Okay.
Wow. No. E.
All right.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, and I totally forgot. They make 3 attacks during surprise round. So, yeah, he would have been dead. They literally straight butchered him like
Like for the watch.
Yeah. Or I mean, yeah, for the watch. Yeah, that's exactly right.
I just wanted to make sure so I could play my action.
Okay, so at the end of the initiative count, bear with me.
So what supersedes though? Like Ian is now a Knight of the Order, but he would also have to be the Baron.
He can do both.
Oh, okay.
All right. So at the beginning of the count there, the crowds are going to move. So I need Typhon. Make me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, why not just athletics to stand firm?
You're not trying to push people. They're moving through you. You're not going to try and check people. You're fine. And then
Yeah.
Ian.
That's like the most random fucking saving throw to double crit on.
Is basically kind of pulled away from you by the crowd.
Totally fine with me. They're taking him away to safety.
All right. Aramil, go ahead and make a similar check. All right.
Nice.
So you'll kind of weave through the crowd, and they move on past you.
Bye, Ian.
Okay. 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 All right. Cool. At the beginning of the next round, Mylan will step in to this position, grab a hold of the corpse. Bear with me here.
Oh, the desecration. Powerbomb? Suplex?
All right.
Chokeslam? Tombstone?
The people's
elbow. People's elbow. Because he's all about the people.
Yeah.
Sir Gregory's about to be coming from off the ladder.
Yeah.
From the top rope?
Jeff Hardy.
Yes, Dimension Door.
Oh, that
Oh, you
fucker.
bastard. I was going to jump on him so hard.
He and the body vanish.
Any other spot within range? Oh, that fucker. God damn it.
Bye, Felicia.
And he's dead, so he's technically willing. Whoosh. Because you know how the dead are so willing.
True.
Oh.
They can't say no.
All right.
They're
Gregory.
about the only ones.
All right.
Yeah, I guess babies count too.
So to perform a long jump, would I have to first move over here first to get them my 10 feet of movement?
Yes, but if you want to make an athletics check, I'll let you do it from straight on because you're kind of jumping out.
I have enough movement. I don't want to risk a bad check on this.
You do it right, you can slide down the roof and use that momentum to catapult you out.
Oh, I'm running off the roof and then
What?
jumping 19 feet onto this guy.
What's your
And-
speed?
My speed is 40.
So 10. You can land on this guy.
Yeah. That's where I want to go.
Okay. And I need you to make me at first. You're not wanting to take damage from the 10, 15 foot fall that you're basically going into, right?
If an athletics or acrobatics can allow me to transfer that momentum into my two-handed hammer swing onto his head, Sure, I'll double check.
It'll allow you to hit the ground after said swing and not like snap your leg or smash your knee or something like that. So make an acrobatics check first. It also kind of comes down to like the attack's going to be the attack, but just make the acrobatics is the aftermath.
All
I just want to know how it plays out.
With a -1. Hey!
Make a attack roll.
Yeah. Fucking brain that guy.
Oh.
All right. So you bring the attack in. He raises the dagger up and actually catches it in the guard and throws it aside, which kind of throws you for a loop. Your foot steps down on the sails like counter there, and you kind of dart to the side. You can choose to go north of him or south of him.
No, go north.
Directly north.
Oh,
or
Go north.
Okay.
Nope, definitely north.
Okay. Yeah. Good
Got
idea.
it. Okay. So that will be your entirety of your movement and your attack. You still have a bonus action if you'd like.
And I shall spend a key point to do a flurry of blows.
Attacking against him.
Yeah.
Okay. Hit. And miss.
All right. 8 damage.
Hold on a second. Do.
As I was jumping off the roof, I shouted for Lord Haverhill.
He'll actually use his parry action for real this time, and he will block your attack.
Damn it. Oh well.
All right.
Wow.
So
that must mean they have an AC of 18.
yes, they are wearing plate armor.
Oh, wow. This ought to be fun.
I mean, it's definitely going to be fun afterwards. I mean, a lot of suits of plate armor if you can kill them all. But yeah,
I told you guys we should just let him walk away.
Aramil.
Aramil is going to climb up on this roof.
Okay. Your spider.
Yes.
And then?
Then I'm going to cast Hail of Thorns.
Okay. And then you're going to shoot.
And I'm going to shoot
Okay.
that guy.
Make your attack.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, and he's humanoid.
Oh, yeah. Fuck yeah.
Okay. And then him and everybody else need to make a dexterity saving throw or take 7 points of piercing damage.
That's correct. Then half if they succeed.
Correct. All right, so we're going to go in clockwise order. So it'll start just above him, go to the guy who's kind of red, go to him, and then go to the 2 below him in left to right. Okay?
Okay.
Here we go. So first 2 at top are fine because they're on the back side of him. Seems like all of the piercing thing kind of bounce off a plate and deflect nowhere near where they're at. The guy with the arrow into him, not so lucky. Full on just barbs stabbing him in his face. He's still standing. And the 2 beneath also both succeed in dodging your attack. Because the DC would be, what's your proficiency bonus? 3 or 2?
2.
So 2 plus your wisdom modifier of
2.
Okay, so it would be a DC
14.
12. So yeah, they're fine.
8 plus your
8 plus
Yeah,
your proficiency plus your modifier. Yep. So yep, they'll take their 3.
So the guy who failed the saving throw took a fuck ton of damage.
Yeah, he took.
Oh, I'm aware. 29 points of damage. Still standing.
Correct.
Okay. Aramil, good times. We're gonna split our focus here.
This is a bad life decision, guys. I really didn't like Haverhill that much.
All right. So they're going to attack Gregory first.
Yeah, bye, Greg.
Yep, they hit. They hit. They hit.
Do they roll a dice? They hit. You're going to be taking a total of 17 damage.
Alright, that's minus 17.
Mission get Gregory killed successful.
And one of them says to the other one in Elvish, he says, Astasian Knight? What is he doing here? He says, it doesn't matter. Kill him. He's seen what's happened. And then the other one says, who cares? Leave him to live. It doesn't matter if he lives or dies. Let's go. And he's going to move away from you. You can feel free to make an opportunity attack.
Oh, you know I am.
And he may not continue if you hit.
Dang
so
it.
you hit. You hit, and he'll go ahead and stop and turn right back in and say, all right, let's kill him.
I replied, Elvish, you shall pay for what you have done.
They kind of just all laugh at you. Okay. The other four are just going to go ham on Drung. Daggers, daggers, daggers.
Stabby, stabby, stabby. Miss. Hit. Miss. Hit.
So 12. All right.
Badger, 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 badger.
But you're raging, so that's awesome.
I'm raging, so that's half. 6.
So 6. All right. Boo.
I think we all know what's gonna happen.
We all die.
Yeah, I'm gonna fire arrows. 1, 2.
Okay.
Or actually 1, 2.
Yeah.
Sorry. So 1 there, 1 there.
Good deal.
But you have hand crossbows?
No, he's got a longbow.
I'm an elf.
Are you level 5?
Don't worry about it.
No, I'm level.
Okay, fair enough. Sorry.
I'm a fighter.
Oh, I got you.
I'm a fighter, just spec'd with dex.
Yeah.
Strength.
You hit and you hit. They look like they're kind of annoyed, but it looks like they're focusing on this half orc. You can also kind of note as you're shooting at them, the one that you hit first that took the 3 damage is annoyed, and it looks like he's going to peel away from the combat. Doesn't look like he's going to stick around. Ian is attempting to rush the scene. He's going to make a strength athletics check to move past.
Death savings throw.
No, it's a saving throw when you're being pushed. It's a strength athletics
No, like
check.
if he makes the throw, then he's gonna die by running in there.
Oh no, for sure. But he's stuck.
Lucky for him.
I guess. Typhon.
You're gonna move up here
Okay.
and attack the guy in front of me.
Okay. Swing and a hit. Swing and a hit.
And I'm going to smite on the crit.
Okay. You rush up and you say, "Face me!" And he turns and looks at you. Hack. Cut across his chest, and he kind of backs away, like, "Huh?" And then you kind of swing it back in, glowing energy, like flaring on the blade. And he takes a total of 27
Jesus.
He'd take.
from the second attack. From the first attack, he takes 5. Yeah, I get you.
32.
But I mean, I critted. So wouldn't the divine smite double too?
No,
Oh, I thought that's how it worked.
not at all.
Damn. It's a shame.
When you crit, you add 1 extra weapon damage, and in mine, you maximize the first one. That's how it works. Or you maximize the extra one. So that's why it's +8 for you, and it will always be +8 for you on that crit.
Okay, so yeah, 27.
Yep, pretty hot. Total of 32.
Yeah, and then okay, let me fix my spell slots real quick. So that's puts me down to 2, and then channel divinity.
Okay. So bear with me here.
Oh, nice Oath of the Crown.
I'm doing my thing.
Just do it for the memes.
All right.
No, that's all of them.
Each creature of your choice, yeah, it's going to just be those guys.
Okay. So this isn't technically a spell, but it is kind of a compulsory effect. So for middle ground, normally they're not affected by compulsory effects, things that make them do what they don't want to do for reasons. But because this is kind of a compulsory effect, it's not a spell. I'm just going to rule that they have advantage. So they are subjected to it, but it's just, I can't explain more than that. They have advantage. They're probably not going to get it anyways. They suck. Let's go. Okay,
Come
so
on.
starting from you outwards, the first one is compelled. The one directly behind him is not. The two to his side that are against Drung are compelled. The one here is good, compelled. Okay. And just to be sure, on a failed saving throw, the creature can't willingly move more than 30 feet away from you. Okay. Drunk.
Yeah, you already know. Choppy, choppy, choppy. The one that's hurt the most is this guy here, right?
Sure, why not? I'm not going to tell you.
I mean, Typhon just smashed this one, but
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just gonna
I
smash.
smashed I smashed that too hard.
I'll swing at the one. Well, yeah, I'll swing at the one Typhon did first.
Hit. Still standing.
I'll swing at him again.
Wait, are you raging?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not reckless, but yeah, I'm raging.
Gotcha. Okay. So yeah, he's still standing after the first one. The second attack misses, and you're raging. So you ready for the hilarity?
Mhm.
Guess how many hit points he has?
No, even with the 2 damage from rage.
It exactly chads him. If you have the two.
Yeah,
God.
Get
Damn
out of
it.
here, dude.
All right. I'm gonna have Ian make a saving throw here.
he gets 1d4 to all saving throws for the next 24 hours.
He fails it. He's off stage. And so are the crowds. The place has basically become dispersed. You can hear the clacking, though, of guards off in the distance, maybe a minute or two before they arrive.
I figured they'd be coming soon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but they weren't really policing the old Townwell marketplace, but they're close. All right, Sir Gregory.
Hey. Okay, so I'll just keep going at the guy who I hit while he was trying to move away.
Okay.
Warhammer him.
That'll miss.
All right, and then key point, flurry of blows.
Miss, hit.
Wow. Damage.
That's my turn.
Okay. Aramil.
That is the one that I hit previously, right?
Yeah, that's the one.
Moved around. Okay. I'll cast Hunter's Mark on him.
Okay. I'll put a green token on him.
Thank you.
And that'll hit. 12 damage. 16 damage. Okay. He's still standing, but he looks like he's on his last leg.
And that'll be my turn.
All right. This guy who keeps on getting swung at, he's going to take the disengage action. Move there. Cannot move, cannot move, cannot move, can move. This guy will also take the disengage action. $20. All right. And let's see, I had one other guy who could run. Yep. He will also take. Actually, he's going to take an attack action. He's feeling pretty good about it.
Hey.
Take 5. You down?
Yep.
He stabs you and kind of looks into your eyes and says, "Pompous noble brat," and steps over you. Very strange.
Him too.
He's supposed to be a noble as well. Yeah. Again, you don't know these guys' backstories. I do. All right, that frees the other guy up, but he is still compelled. So he is going to kind of move in and stab at Drung.
Bring it.
Miss by 1. Oh, wait, sorry. Yeah, miss by 1.
No, I don't have my shield out.
Okay, so then take 5.
It's
3. And I keep forgetting this. So, yeah. I will remember that now. The chatted one will attack at Drung. They're focus firing. Like a team. Here we go. That'll hit for 2. Then I have 2 more attacking you. All right, so 5 more damage. All right. Boo.
All right. Here's the deal. Bonus action. I am creating a magic arrow. And then I'm going to shoot it at this motherfucker.
Yeah.
All right.
And it's
Typhon
going to
would
be...
shout, whatever happens, don't let him escape.
Yeah, firing a grasping arrow.
Yes.
So... God damn it.
All right. You make a grasping
gonna-
arrow and fire it. It slams into the wood near him, and you can see the arcane
I'm going to
tendrils
use
kind of sprawling into it. Go ahead, what?
the 20.
You gonna inspire? Okay. So it hits.
Oh, fuck yeah, it does.
What does that arrow do? When this arrow strikes, its target concentration, 20 brambles, takes 2d6 slashing damage. If it moves 1 foot or more without teleporting, it has a minus 10 penalty to speed. If it tries to remove the arrow or the brambles, takes a DC 10 strength check as an action. Yes, okay, that's fine. So it can pull the brambles off and walk away, and it won't take the slashing, and it won't have the penalty anymore. Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
It's just kind of like a fuck
Sure.
you.
You don't get an action,
You know what I mean?
but he'll take a total of 12 damage from that still, right?
He will take, 12 damage from that.
Okay. Not a fan of that. Typhon.
I have another shot. So
Sorry.
I'm just
Go
gonna
ahead.
shoot
Wait,
him
real
again.
quick question. How are you taking 2 shots in 1 round? You're only level 3, right?
Oh, you're totally right. I forgot. I have another
So you
arcane archer that's level 5. I fucked up.
You action surge during the last turn is what we're going
Yeah.
to say.
Yeah, that's fine. Totally
Okay.
fair.
Stop being so cool and playing in other people's games.
I know. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Typhon.
Move here. 1 attack on the one that got chatted.
Okay. That'll
Don't
kill.
take my glory. You stole my glory. You fuck.
1 attack on the one with the hunter's mark.
Okay.
Chad.
That'll miss.
I hope you understand. I stole your glory. I fucking annihilated that guy. Okay, once the other attack misses, I'm going to step away, and I'm going to move over here.
I'm going to attack you when you do.
Okay, go for it. He doesn't have an ally within 5 feet of me anymore, so.
That's perfectly fine, but I am going to attack you with this. And that'll miss. Okay. Next up is Drung.
I'm gonna swing the hunter's mark. Fuck yeah, I am.
Wow.
Yeah. The 7 would have done it.
And then the one right north of me.
I need to check your map on that.
On what?
That crit damage.
So
1d12
it
half
doesn't.
orc savage attacks.
1d12 plus 7 is 19, not 23.
Why would it be plus? Wait, what did you say?
Vicious.
No, I'm using my great axe, not my.
Oh, you're a half orc.
Yeah.
Yeah, half orc. Yeah, half orc. 1d12 plus 1 full d12 plus. You don't have. Oh, you're using great axe. Okay, fine. Okay.
Are you calculating in your?
And then, how are you getting a second attack?
My bonus action.
Oh, okay. The frenzy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you also taking into account the magical properties of the great axe? Or
Not a magical great axe.
the one we got from the dude?
That's not a great axe. It's a battle axe.
Battle axe.
Got it.
Okay. Gregory. Where's your token?
Dead.
With the X on it.
Oh, there it is. I see now. Okay. Death saving throw. Success.
Hey.
Airman.
So the hunter's mark one's still up.
No.
Oh.
No.
Okay. Because that's a lot of fucking HP.
It's moted.
Then I will move the hunter's mark to this guy. That's my bonus. I'll forego my move action and shoot.
Okay, that'll hit. So 16, 17 damage.
Correct.
Okay, he's still standing.
And that's my turn.
All right. Okay. He'll be off the screen. He'll be off the screen. Go ahead and take opportunity attack.
Wait, which ones were compelled?
Yeah, you moved away from me, asshole.
No, I'm saying, but which one of those were compelled?
Hold on,
The
let me
one
make sure. Let me make sure I pre-measured it. Let me double check. Yeah,
Oh, so
I'm no
that
longer
one was
within 30
compelled?
feet of you, so I can't. It's already been broken for both. You broke it for everybody. The only guy who's still compelled by you is now this guy because you ran up to catch him.
That's fine.
So they all gonna run.
Maybe we should keep him alive then.
So,
Drung, make an opportunity attack.
okay. Fuck yeah. Yeah.
Why couldn't it be a fucking one
You could-
away from a crit?
you could do
Are you
reckless.
kidding me? I could have, but I didn't declare it.
Okay. He'll take his 5 damage and continue on his way. All right. This guy is going to move 90.
Jesus
He's got
Christ.
some pretty schwank looking. He's got some pretty schwank looking boots. And the guy, if you look at the 4 paths on the top, the guy on the left is just right where he is. He's actually showing where he's showing on the map. The guy on the top side there, the very top left, he's 10 off. The guy to his right is 20 off. And the guy going to the right passage is 30 off screen. Well behind the building that is in between everybody and everybody. So pretty much out of view. All right. The guy who's currently got an arrow in him and a demon man accosting him is going to try and poison stab him.
I'm being
Right.
exhausted.
Oh. Wish I had inspiration.
That would.
Because I would use it.
That is dirty.
I grant you inspiration. Being a great DM.
Aramil gave me inspiration, or Shaft gave me inspiration.
Typhon spits out blood and then reaches down and crushes the guy's hand as he pulls the dagger out of him.
Well, let's see how that happens. But Boo, you're up. You got. I would say if you're gonna fire at this homie, let's see. Let's check your range. I gotta pull back a bit.
My range is 600. I can hit any of them.
You have sharpshooter as a feat?
No, I
Okay.
have magic arrows.
So there's a building in between you and him. So if there's a magic
Doesn't
arrow,
matter.
yeah, if you have a magic arrow that lets you shoot through buildings, then great. But otherwise,
I do.
not today, Galvatron. This guy here, you can see, and he's within range. And this guy is also within range. And then again, buildings and line of sight, you don't have it. So
He's
yeah,
the dude with the swanky boots. This guy.
Okay.
I want to make my own arrows and shit as a bonus action.
Okay. Which one of these two looked more hurt?
they looked about the same.
They looked about. Have any of them been hit that ran off?
I don't think so.
Not really.
No.
None of them were bloodied.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna shoot at this one.
Okay, the one on the left.
Huh?
Did you say the one on the left?
Yeah.
Got you.
And I'm doing the same deal, magic arrow,
Fuck
but it's not going to be a grasping arrow. This one's a seeking arrow.
yeah, Sea King.
So it just, and so long as I've seen it in the last minute, that arrow will hit the target. So just like,
You kind of draw the arrow and like kind of aim it up into the air, and it kind of enchants it with like a soft blue energy. And then you point it at the house and fire it. It goes right through like a very narrowly cracked window, and you hear it kind of whip around inside the house and fly out the back end. And you can see it kind of go in between the carts just perfectly and hit him in the thigh. But it continues to run at a pretty decent clip. So it doesn't seem to stop him or bloody him.
Damn, you guys don't need airmail at all anymore.
God.
Oh, you're
Yeah. Sorry.
Typhon.
2 attacks on this asshole.
Okay, miss. Hit. So
I'm gonna use a 2nd level smite on that one.
Go for it. Okay. So you kind of pull back, and he's got the arrow in him, and you kind of try to grab him by the cloak. He turns around and stabs his blade at you and kind of bounces off your armor. You kind of bat his arm away, bring your sword in and hit the first time, but he kind of catches it on his pauldron, and it doesn't really cut. Then you bring the blade down perfectly right where it hit again, cutting into the pauldron and biting the blade in. As it sinks into the armor, the blade just radiates with holy energy, and it kind of like causes his wound to like spurt blood out of the pauldron. He looks up at you in agony, his eyes wide, and he says, in Elvish, he says, "I surrender! Noble's rights!"
I don't know, Elvish.
You're right, you do not. Drum, there are 2 dead bodies
I
near
say,
you.
what is this nonsense you speak? I do not speak the tongue of the old ones.
You also see that your friend Gregory is bleeding on the ground.
Oh, I got nothing for him. Wait, you said this one surrendered?
He said in Elvish, "I surrender." So if you don't
I
speak
wouldn't
Elvish, you don't
understand
know.
him.
You come in and swing. When you come in with that second attack, he raises his dagger and pushes against the shaft of the blade and pushes your weapon aside. It doesn't hurt him. He parries your attack.
Well, he could parry his face.
And he then says in common, "I said I surrender, you filth."
Oh. Okay, I'm done.
So Gregory, you continue bleeding. That's one failure.
Hey.
Unless anybody wants to spend their inspiration.
I already spent my inspiration on something foolish. But oh well.
You guys are just gonna let him die. That's so horrible.
I'm okay with that.
He wants to die.
No, that's not how we play D&D. Aramil,
Ah,
you're up.
fuck. I mean, we saved shit pickle, so might as well.
Don't
save him
worry.
too.
I'll save him.
Do you know how mad Matt would be if you just let his character die? Like, I could see it now. Like, I could see it now.
Yeah.
All right, so I will. How high up is this house? 10 feet, you want to say, or I'm gonna move to him or
About
try
15 feet.
double move
So-
to try to get to him.
Make an acrobatics check to drop off.
But he's got
The spider
boots of
climb.
spider climb.
Well, if you drop off, it's free.
Oh, okay, then I'll do that.
You're not moving 15 feet. If you're spider climbing, it's 15 feet down.
Yeah, I'll need 2 to get to him. So
I'll get to him next
Make an
time. Don't worry about
acrobatics.
it.
I mean, I can just heal him. Okay. That's
Make
fine.
acrobatics. Just make an acrobatics. Just do what you were doing initially. Just
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
you
Okay. Well, you're gonna actually hit the ground and fall prone, and take 5 points of damage because you're bad at falling.
Indeed.
Metaphor.
And then it'll take half of your movement to get back up. So
Okay, so then I have. Well, I got 35 movement, so
then
15 to get up. Or?
15 to get up. Yeah.
And that puts me there. So I got 55 more feet.
Okay. You done? Cool.
Spare him. We will have questions. And I tie him up. Or start to tie him up. Or get the rope out to tie him up, but I don't have any actions. So.
I have manacles if you.
Well, damn it! Mr. fucking handy. Just do everything.
Sorry, I made a better character than the character you've already had in the party.
The 4 that escaped, escape more and are definitely out of sight. Boo.
I am going to move there, and then use that.
Yep. Auto stabilize. Okay. Typing.
Did you boop?
So-
Is that what you did?
Typhon looks over here. Agrees being tended to. Then he looks at Drung and Arrow and he says, "Cure this man."
I want to move. Can I move to there after I'm done healing him, and then give them my manacles?
Yeah. I'll allow it.
Well, Typhon says, "Secure this man. If he tries to escape, do not hesitate to kill him."
He's handing you
I'm going-
manacles.
Oh, I'm gonna go find Ian.
Okay.
And so
Cool.
Typhon heads off this way to go find Ian.
Drunk, he gives you a pair of shackles. You've worn manacles before, I'm sure. You put them on the
Before
nobleman.
Typhon leaves, he says, "Relieve this man of his weapon."
He drops it.
Yep, good. Kicks it away, and goes on his merry way.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll put the manacles on him.
He doesn't seem to resist.
Then I'll punch him in the face.
Are you really punching? Are you really?
Yeah, I'm really gonna
he
punch him
does.
in the face.
Make a attack roll.
What is it? Just strength? I can just make straight strength, right?
Just make
Yeah,
normal
plus the
attack
proficiency
roll, but
bonus.
it'll just be different damage.
Oh, yeah, I guess it would.
It's gonna be your strength modifier plus 1. Okay. So plus your proficiency bonus would be plus 2, so 18 will hit his AC. He does not have a weapon to parry with, so that'll hit his armor class. And your strength modifier is plus 4?
Yeah.
You hit him so hard in the face, he dies.
Oh,
God damn it! Can you choose to do non-lethal damage though? Can't
Does
you
he?
just like knock him out?
did you even
Yes.
roll for
We were
damage?
not trying to kill him.
Strong.
I wasn't
Did
trying
you-
to. I just punched him in the face
Oh.
for being a dick.
I really wanted you
Non-
to kill him. Fine. He's unconscious.
Thank God. Jesus.
Damn, would have been funny shit.
You punch his head off.
Clean off. Clean the fuck off. Okay. Sir Gregory, you're stable, and Airmill, there's nothing in range, and giving chase is probably pointless at this point. But do you want to?
Actually, I am gonna try to follow.
Take a path. Move to it with your speed.
They all went different directions.
They all went different directions.
Wait, can I? So that's double move.
Show me where you're going. Okay. Yeah.
That's the furthest I can move in a turn.
Okay. And you do not see anybody down that way besides a bunch of revelers who are still kind of looking over in this direction, wondering what's going on. You can see some guards kind of moving this way, though.
Okay. I'm gonna use tracking to track them, but when I get a chance.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a second.
That's all I got, though.
Do you guys want to take it off the initiative board, or are we continuing?
I mean, the only thing left to do really is to loot.
Okay. So there are a total of 3 dead heirs. So 3 sets of full plate armor.
Really?
3 masterwork daggers.
Gnarly.
And they each have coin purses. In each of those coin purses, a total of 10 platinum.
Wow.
Typhon isn't there. Boo is. Make a history check, Boo. You're a bounty hunter, aren't you?
What?
Are you not a bounty hunter? Yeah.
I am.
Make a history check. I'll give you advantage for it.
Sweet.
Yeah. 10 platinum is exactly the amount necessary to pay one's bail from any jail in the kingdom if you are a noble. 10 imperials would allow him to, or allow any noble to be free and allowed to take house arrest over being arrested in a prison cell.
Excellent. I would make sure that the unconscious one doesn't have his platinum either.
And you will be accused for a thief, and you will probably, that taking it from him is a bad idea. You would know that. Unless you want to just... Okay.
Chaotic neutral.
Fair enough. You take his platinum. I'm just letting you know it's a bad idea before you do it.
Oh yeah, I knew it was a bad idea before I said it.
Perfect. Fair enough. We'll fight.
But Typhon's not there, so
Right.
I didn't even punch him in the face. Let's all remember that. There's no reason for him to assume that I took the platinum.
It's true.
Yeah. And it's 2 dead, 1 unconscious, and 4 escapes. Okay. Cool. And then each of them have a note on their person. It appears to be these notes are signed in blood with 1 name on each. The notes are written in Elvish, and the notes are basically some sort of conspiracy that these individuals have signed off on, stating that they would usurp the Lord and restore power to Lord Lavestein if he accepts it. And if he does not accept it, they would grant that boon to Lord Ramont instead.
Did you say that Lord Laveston is living in the other old manor?
Lavestein Manor, yeah. Also known as Madra Manor. Correct.
Did anyone else take the daggers?
You can have all the.
Does anybody want them? Because
Masterwork just gives you a +1 to your damage roll.
Okay, but does anyone? I'm asking a group that's standing around. But I guess it's just Drung really who's left.
Yeah, you take
I'm
them.
currently
And
unconscious.
Yeah, stable.
Now,
I took one.
when Lord Haverhill died, did he drop his dagger?
Oh, are you looting Lord yeah, so he did drop his dagger. Lord Haverhill's dagger is on the ground. It is a silver dagger with a curved blade and a polished white handle.
Is his mask on the ground?
Ivory. No, his mask is still being worn.
Okay.
So Typhon's looking for Ian.
You find him. He's a couple of blocks down, and he's talking to guards and basically moving them over as you kind of come to meet him.
Cool. Then yeah, I'd rendezvous with him. Bring all the guards back with us. Explain to them what happened.
Okay. And where do you guys head? Airmail's tracking. Are you going on your own, or are you trying to get your group to follow you?
No, I'm going on my own.
Okay, make a survival check for me.
Oh shit.
And
Oh,
because of
shit.
your urban nature, I'll grant you advantage on the check. Even still. You spend about an hour wandering around trying to follow them, but you lose the trail just out on the outskirts of the Old Town Hall Marketplace. It would seem that they might have gone into a building. They might have gone somewhere that people, would accept them. They seem to have had friends because you're not pulling up any leads and you're trying to talk to people. You're trying to gather information. You're trying to get them. But it doesn't seem you have any idea where they would have gone, or at least the one that you were following would have gone.
Okay.
All right. Does anybody apply any healing to Sir Gregory? Didn't this happen last time? Didn't they just let you sit for a
Yes.
while?
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
exactly
I don't
what
have
did last
anything
time.
for him.
Chaotic
And
neutral.
And I didn't get any of the loot either last time.
Can swell.
Sucks to suck. Stop
No, I
dying.
put whenever I record the loot, I just put it in the party treasury, and then if you want something, we can just edit it out. Like all that stuff. Well, I didn't put it in there. I take that back. My bad. I will fix that.
Okay, so immediately after this circumstance, what are you guys doing? Ian's wanting to return back to the keep.
The reason I asked about Haverhill's dagger is that is what, when Typhon comes back and he sees that, their armor and daggers are suddenly disappeared. I would kind of get a stern, disgruntled look on his face, but he wouldn't say anything to the guards. He'd simply look around and say,
And say,
Huh.
Huh.
Oh man, did Chad just cut out?
Yeah, so Drung has it.
I have what?
He approaches Drung and he says, "Can I have that dagger, please?"
Oh, yeah, I hand it to him.
The Silver
Thank you.
Fang. Okay.
Walks over to Ian and he says, "I think you should hold on to this."
I think I will. And he kind of puts it on his belt. But I'm going up to the keep. I don't know how the ascension works beyond this point. I don't know who takes my father's place.
Yes, well, I will meet you there later. I'm going to work with the guards here and try to secure this prisoner here. And
as you're kind of gathering up your stuff and getting ready to move on, Aramil, as you're kind of wandering through the streets looking for what you're looking for, as you guys are gathering up the prisoner with the shackles on and preparing to move him out to wherever you're going to take him to be held, the fog clouds above you are becoming darker and lower, and you can see a roiling in the clouds. It seems like the weather has turned in this short time afterwards. Gregory, just on your own, you kind of come to,
I'm sorry, shit. While we're doing all that, I would lay on hands.
Lay on hands, I'm sure. Yeah, you come to, and you can see that the storm is there's definitely a storm kind of roiling above you. It's not raining yet. It's not. It's kind of just an ominous kind of feel to the air, and that's where we'll leave it for tonight. It won't matter, but you can waste a divine sense for sure. Roll. So you guys each gain 450 experience. 500 experience. Sorry, forgot the 50 for encountering the rest of them. And I'm just gonna have one quick final up, just to kind of sort stuff out. Zach, it's Boo's intention to take this guy to the magistrate, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Because your manacles are going with him, and you kind of want those back.
Yeah, I can replace those with the 10 gold pieces.
Sure. Still, Drung, you're wanting to take this guy to the magistrate as well, correct?
I'll follow the Boo Man anywhere.
Okay. You guys are going cop duty. Sir Gregory, Ian Haverhill, the noble, is heading up to the keep. Those two are heading to the prison. Airmill's off wandering. You don't know where. What would you like to do?
Did they catch me up to speed, sort of how everything went down?
Probably. Drunk probably did in just really patterned out weird speech tones.
I guess I just follow the group of them that are doing policing just because I want to get more closure on all that happened and see what would be next.
Typhon.
Typhon would want the guards to secure the prisoner and also recover and secure the bodies.
Perfect.
And he tells them that he'll be up there eventually to interrogate the prisoner.
Okay.
But for the time being, he's going back to the keep with Ian.
Okay. So Typhon and Aramil are on their own, and everybody else is going to the prison. Okay, great. Okay. Any questions? Did I move you to the wrong map? I didn't.
No,
Okay,
we're
cool.
on Hilton.
Okay, great. So yeah, let me go ahead and just throw some tokens down.
So who has those suits of armor?
Drum.
Yeah. Do you want one?
Not at the moment. Why don't you hold on to that for me?
Do you?
Oh, okay. You know what? Fuck it. Yeah, sure, fine.
I was gonna say Drung might know someone who can resize it if it needs resized.
Well,
You
I already
might
have plate armor.
know-
I mean, for one, it's very valuable. Two, Bunder needs a suit. So we're these 3 suits party loot and try to put them where they might be the most useful.
Aramil.
I'm gonna take them back to
Yeah,
the
baby.
manor. I mean, realistically.
After not finding them in the Old Town Hall Marketplace, are you going to try and stay here to glean more information, or do you have anywhere else you want to go?
I would probably, if I was unable to find anything after I give up, I would go back to the keep.
Okay. You'll probably run into her there, and just knowing that there's not going to be a wedding and there's probably going to be a funeral instead, or something to that effect. You're probably just going to try and stay in if you don't have anything else that you want to do.
I mean, that evening I do, but
Well, yeah, you're probably not going to go to the Shrine of the Seasons because they're probably not going to be anybody there.
okay, I gotcha. As in, like, the shackling's canceled.
Probably. There was supposed to be a wedding, but now it's, and then a second wedding. Yeah, it was 2 weddings. It should have been 4, but I don't know. Anywho,
No, I was asking for the movie. I can't remember.
I'll just hope Jalara comes back and we can use the bear costume in his cosplay.
she was there getting ready, so you guys can go ahead and just do that.
It was 4 weddings and a funeral. I was right.
Oh, is that where my house is at on the map, by the way?
The little yellow one, yeah.
Oh, cute. Okay, thanks.
Any questions?
That was my only one. You just answered it.
Perfect.
I was looking at the map trying to find it and couldn't find it.
Done deal.
See, I always thought it'd be more up in this area up here.
Where? Why would it be over by a shithole? That's not.
I don't know.
People don't live there. That's like a mess.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, that's like scree from the mountain, bruh. Yeah, the number of houses present are not the number of houses in actuality. It's just, yeah, an old doodle. Okay, killing the stream. Thanks for watching, Andy.
Bye, Andy. Love you.